Layout View is a visual designer for forms and reports. It allows you to view data while you make design changes, and in turn, that lets you size your controls accurately. Also, Layout View is the only designer you can use for the forms in a web database. To start Layout View, go to the navigation pane, right-click a form, and click Layout View. You can also switch to Layout View by right-clicking the Document tab for any open form. If you're familiar with HTML table designers, then Layout View should be easy to use because it's a lot like a table designer. It divides your form into columns and rows, and each control resides in a cell in that grid. That allows you to make changes quickly. For example, you can select a single control, drag it, and resize all the controls or labels in that column. You can also delete elements quickly. Just right-click a cell and select an entire row or an entire column, and then press Delete. You can also press Ctrl+Z to undo the deletion. Formatting is also straightforward. You can select a label, click the Format tab, and change the text alignment. Or you can press Ctrl, select multiple labels, and format them all. If you need to change everything in a layout, click the Layout selector in the upper left corner, and you can make global changes. For example, I can right-click the Layout selector to start the properties for the form and set the controls to the same height. Layout View also gives you a lot of control over where you place the elements in a form. As an example, I'll add a couple fields to this form, one for displaying images and another for displaying comments. To start, I'll give myself room to work. I'll close the navigation pane and resize the controls and labels in the layout here. Next, I'll move some controls to make room in the layout. Because I'm moving them as a block, I click the first label, press Shift, click the last control, then drag and drop. I'll repeat that process here, and then I'll go to the Design tab and click Add Existing Fields. I'll drag the attachment field, that's the field for displaying images, to the layout. Notice that Access adds two columns, one for the control and one for the label, and a set of blank rows. I don't need a label for this control, so I'll delete it. And then I'll select the control, press the Control key, and select the cells around the control. Once I'm done, I go to the Arrange tab and click Merge. Now the control spans two columns and a set of rows. I'll drag the Comments field to the layout, then drag the Comments control and drop it below the label. Press the Control key again, and repeat the merge process. I'll close the Field List task pane and resize the controls, and I'll merge again to resize the child form. I'd also like some space to the left of the image control, so I click it, go to the Arrange tab, and click Insert Left. That adds a blank column to the left side of the selected control or other element, and I can adjust the spacing by dragging. And at any time, I can switch to Form View and see how things will look when I'm done. Finally, if you need additional spaces in a row or column, you can split them horizontally and vertically. In theory, you can split columns and rows down to the pixel level, so you have pixel-level control over the elements in your forms. That's a quick introduction to Layout View, and to learn more, see the links in the quick reference card at the end of this course.